way.
Hi, I'm Relkun. I'm the fox on the internet sometimes, but other times I'm just a fox behind the computer running production. But today we're running Maiden and Spell. I go by they, them pronouns, by the way. And before we get into it, Zokuban, who won? Who are we playing?
Oh, it was a tight race, but chat collectively raised over $133 for Gate towards this. Your winner, with $55 raised, was Sun Priestess.
Okay, we'll get into it then. And I've also got a commentator here who helps run the Maiden and Spell tournament at GDQs.
Oh, she's so cute.
I say helps, does run the Maiden and Spell tournament. I just commentate. Why don't you say hi, Meekin?
Hi, I'm Meekan. I play this game sometimes. Not very well, but I like watching it a lot. It's very fun.
Alright, I'm going to get started here. When I hit hard mode here, because I'm playing on hard, that's when the timer starts. So 3, 2, 1, go. And the way we describe this game is normally it's just a versus bullet hell game where you got both moving around on the screen, and if you look on the top right, there is a health bar. The number of hearts is your number of hits, and the number of cards is your number of lives. But in story mode, what happens is every time you get them to a single heart, they go into a Toho spell card. So, I know this is one of your favorite characters, so why don't you explain Depths a little bit?
I love Depth. She shoots jelly cats at you. She should shoot more of them, actually. But I guess this one doesn't
she will in a little bit.
Yeah.
This first spell card, she just kind of throws her orbs at us, but her main attack is that big expanding orb, and it's kind of dangerous in story mode because when she shoots another one, it grows by 50%. So that one that's on the screen, if she shot her second shot, would become gigantic. But generally what happens is in the story mode, we've got 5 fights that we're going through in order. And the earlier ones are significantly easier, so Depth showing up here at the beginning means that Meekin is very sad because she only gets 2 Magnus attacks.
No, yeah, the character you pick determines the boss order you fight, and unfortunately, poor Depth is already defeated. That's so sad. You could restart and fight her again.
No, thank you. And now we've got my favorite, Storm Beast. She's extremely fast, which makes it hard to hit her with the pancakes, as you can see. Generally, when she starts charging her orb, it's a lot easier, but, oh god, she is trolling today. Please get hit, Storm Beast.
Yeah, I feel like the AI in shmups is kind of like the same AI in fighting games, is that they'll only get hit if they want to get hit.
Yeah, pretty much. Generally, for almost every other character, the first 2 put up very little fight, and you can just chain hit them down into their Magnus attacks. But Storm is so fast that even though her AI is supposed to be easier as the second character, she just easily moves out of the pancakes with the tiny movements because she zooms.
Yeah. Luckily in the Magnus attacks, you don't have to worry about it that much because of the actual damage number system.
Can I just say I love that they're called pancakes?
They look delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning,
all of
everyone.
Sun Priestess's names have food-based themes because of the pancake attack, though I think that the community failed to find a food name for the diamonds. So if people in chat have a food name for the diamonds, why don't you let us know and we'll take it under advisement.
We'll have to ask the Breakfast Council.
But if you look closely at the UI, you'll see there's a lot of good things where what a lot of good shmups do is they put information all over the place in redundant places, so you can see it by looking at your character or by looking at the UI. So in the bottom left, we have our cooldowns. We've got the normal pancake button. We've got our secondary here, which is the circles, and we got our diamonds. And the diamonds normally have a cooldown, but if you charge it long enough, which is just a few seconds, it refreshes the cooldown so you can chain it.
Yeah, as long as you're chaining it, you can just keep doing it over and over again, which is a menace in multiplayer, but it actually does the most damage against the Magnus attacks in single player. It kind of, during the Magnus attacks, it kind of turns into like DPS rather than, a normal dodge shmup sort of thing. Because you're actually trying to do actual like RPG damage numbers to the enemy. It's really
that's why the diamonds are so good, because you see while they're overlapping the enemy, it's just constantly spamming 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 for each diamond, and there's just a million of them. The problem with chaining the diamonds is if you press any other button, they go back to their full cooldown. So it's pretty risky doing the high damage on Sun Priestess, because her movement slows to basically nothing while you're charging the diamonds. And if you have to press any other button, they go onto cooldown, and you have to use your other buttons. So it's a pretty big risk-reward moment. Red Hood is difficult
Also
for Sun Priestess, so we're gonna try our best here. The AI can sometimes just snipe you with that attack. I'm also just talking, and this is a lot harder when I'm talking, so...
Red Hood's a mini. Sun Priestess's, like, forced stutter step movement to, like, be able to spam her diamonds pretty much sets her up to get hit a lot with some of the constant attacks by Red Hood here, because she can send out her tight wave of arrows in front of her very quickly. And her delayed daggers also are in a pretty tight thing, not to mention her stationary bullets, so it's like a triple shot. Oh no! Unfortunately, if you lose on a Magus attack, it does take you back to the start of the normal fight, so you have to crawl your way back to the Magnus attack, unfortunately. But yeah, you can see it's a little tough for Sun Priestess. Her having Red Hood as like a later asterisk stage is a little difficult because she's got, you know, a better AI combined with her, you know, actual more difficult attack pattern she can throw out. A little bit better shape here. Yeah, if you can, you don't have to use the diamonds, obviously, to do damage. You can use different attacks, but that's like the risk-reward thing we were talking about. Like, I think during your pancakes, you don't, like, stop in place.
I hit my defensive. I hit the defensive, but it's fine. I had
got through it. Yeah, beating a Magnus attack kind of serves as a checkpoint for that specific time, so you don't have to go. You don't go back to a time before each specific Magnus attack. So, thankfully, got through that one.
Red Hood's defensive also just makes her completely vanish and be invulnerable during it, and it lets her refresh her knives.
Oh yeah.
So when the AI is being mean, it's real tough because you'll finally line it up where you think you've got her and she can't avoid it, and then she hits her defensive, and then she spams even more knives at you. This attack is really hard for me because I have aphantasia, so I have a hard time lining up where they're gonna bounce and where the safe spot is.
Yeah,
this is legitimately like a difficult attack for me because of my aphantasia.
Yeah.
So I struggle on it sometimes.
Sudden misdirection, I agree, is really tough in games like this. I have a little bit of issue with that as well. Red Hood can change the spread on her primary shot there by holding the button down. But it's a pretty quick charge, so you can get a pretty tight spread, and it makes it that much more difficult to dodge as it's coming in, depending on the distance.
Alright, we're just gonna reset this one. Look, try again.
Yeah, you do get four resets? I think you get 4 resets, you get 4 lives, I suppose.
We have 3 lives.
3 lives, okay. Oh, and then when you beat a Magnus attack, you get them all back?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Oh, you mean the hearts or the cards?
The cards.
Yeah, we have 3 cards.
Gotcha.
Please stop trolling.
Gets hit when she wants to get hit. If you don't have like a character that can remove their defensive options and kind of checkmate them, it's way harder.
Red Hood is the one that you just cannot. I said in the incentive that Sun Priestess is kind of a setup character. Red Hood is the one who can just escape your setups.
Yeah.
You can't do anything except put up your best attacks and hope she decides to not dodge.
Yeah, her defensive that just lets her go through anything for like almost any distance to get into a safe spot is like unparalleled. Other characters do not have something like that. Alright, on to the last Magnus attack for Red Hood, and we can get out of this hellhole.
Yeah. This one's tough because these patterns of knives are not consistent. My general strategy is I hang around this diamond in particular, because it gives me a good space to dodge them and kind of weave in between this corner. But depending on the order she sends the knives, you can have to abort the diamonds and go back to the pancakes for a little bit, which the pancakes do a ton of damage. It's like 200 per, but it's just less DPS than the diamonds. And Lich is very slow, and she should always get chain hit by the pancakes, but Unfortunately, her defensive, that flower, is the only one in the game that can delete major bullets, including the pancakes.
Yeah, she's just so hungry for them.
And she deleted 2 of them. So Lich is misbehaving. They're all misbehaving today. It's funny because she's like number 4 on the list, so it should be a harder one, but normally she kind of is fine. Because her move speed is so slow, and when she fires, her move speed actually becomes 0. So,
yeah, she does. She does have the slowest base move speed of the cast. But she can
stop deleting those.
She spams out stationary bullets though, so it almost becomes in versus mode. It kind of becomes like you versus the boss. She's like her own boss fight.
That's better.
I've been so spellbound by this, but I did want to call back to the RPG attack and shout out this donation we had earlier. Panazel Maria sent in $10 saying, "Did you know Maiden and Spell is created by the same dev as the critically acclaimed MMORPG Rabbit and Steel with up to 50 hours of..." Wait a minute.
Calling it an MMORPG, I mean, while technically accurate, that's a
Yeah, if you've ever... Rabbit and Steel is very, very popular. If you've seen or played that, it's you can definitely tell the influences from this game into that game. Yeah, same dev, same composer. It's all fantastic.
The thing that tricks people up is it was this game first, then Rabbit and Steel. So technically, Rabbit and Steel is the same dev as this game.
Yeah. No, this game was out for like, I think 3 or 4 years before Rabbit came out, and Rabbit kind of blew it out of the water in sales and got this one more popular. Thanks, Rabbits.
Yeah. And when you pet the shopkeeper in Rabbit and Steel, almost every single voice line she has when you pet her is a reference to this game.
You can pet the shopkeeper?
Yes, it is a mouse-only thing. You can't do it on controller.
You can do it on
controller. But use your mouse and pet her head. She gives you voice lines. Do you have any donations while we're fighting Lich here?
I did not realize I could be so stun-locked by the idea of petting the shopkeeper. But you know what? We can definitely pet chat if you help us meet that incentive.
Pet the chat.
Corgi %. Corgi % is coming up in just like 2 runs. 2 runs. Gestalt, Steam, and Cinder is the run after this. And, I mean, come on, you know how it goes. We're fast-paced for Pride. This is speedruns. We're going to go fast. And we need to reach $150 raise to pet 25 good doggos in Gestalt, Steam, and Cinder. We're $25 there. So that's $125 more. When you make your donations, go ahead and select that incentive, and while you're at it, you can also help us choose our skin for Skater Gator 3D. You've got Green Jimin, Tori, Sakura, and Gectoplasm as your options, and Skater Gator 3D is coming up right after Gestalt. So when you get to hit both the poll, you get to hit the target incentive, and your donation goes to Gate. So thank you all so much for being here and helping us support such a wonderful cause and getting your influences on our event heard.
So Arcanist has that clock she drops, and it is a defensive that just deletes bullets, but also while she's in it, she's completely invulnerable.
Yeah.
So she's trolling a little bit.
Now we're big Sun Priestess. It does make you do more damage, but it does increase your hitbox size. So
yeah, her hitbox is gigantic, but also giant pancakes.
Giant pancake. Oh my gosh, so big.
300 damage. So I'm trying not to use my defensive because it deletes the big effect.
Does it really? It does.
Yes.
Yeah, it removes status effects. That's true. That's so funny. I didn't think about that.
Stop doing that! This is the AI trolling like we were talking about. The AI keeps perfectly deleting my pancakes.
Pink Arcanist is the 3rd fastest character, so
she's very fast, yeah.
Yeah, whenever she's not attacking, that is, but her attacks do slow her down quite a bit. Not enough.
Her shotgun attack and her moon don't slow her down at all.
Oh, that is true. The shotgun does.
So she, as long as she's doing that and not using her secondary, she's extremely fast, which is why it's hard to tag her with the pancakes. I'm trying, because the fastest way to defeat the CPUs, if I'm going for speed, is trying to overlap pancakes on them.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, I try to overlap some of the other attacks to try and, like, mess with them a little bit. The AI doesn't do well when dodging multiple different attack patterns at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But I try to go for the pancake combos because they are just the fastest if you can get a quick hit on the enemy.
Ooh.
Okay. She debuffed me, and then I lost my combo on the diamonds.
Oh no, tiny.
Oh, the paralyze stopped me right in front of a bullet.
Yeah, one of Arcanus' abilities is she can shoot out status effects, and which is highlighted in this Magnus attack here. She just sends them at you.
Confused.
You gotta deal with them.
Stop it.
You gotta deal with them.
Confused makes your attacks just be off aim, especially from long distance. So she hit me with confuse, and my pancakes were missing.
No, never miss the pancakes when you're aiming for your mouth.
This one's funny because it's she's the final character in the story, but this is just a bad matchup for Dreadworm. Her defensive is this giant explosion, and it does damage if you get caught in it, and it makes her invulnerable for a brief moment, but she stays stunned for much longer than she's invulnerable, and the pancake hitboxes linger. So if she uses it, you just drop a pancake on her, and she can't avoid it.
I'm fine with, like, being unable to avoid pancakes myself.
Are you all right? This is the question: pancakes or waffles?
I think I'm a waffler, as long as they're not, like, too crispy.
Yeah. I like the very slightly crispy but still soft waffles.
Just because they have, like, their own little reservoir for, like, syrup or something.
Yeah. Oh, moved a little early. This one, you're trying to move back and forth between the lasers. And you're having to time it because you basically can't move at all while you're charging your diamonds. So getting the timing there right can be a little tricky. Ooh.
No.
With that one. But it's fine. The pancake hitbox lingers for an actual year.
One actual ever.
Oh my god. She's owning me.
Uh-oh.
Which sucks, because this next Magnus is actually kind of tricky.
Down to 1 heart.
I'm gonna have to play it really safe.
1 to 1. You don't want to have to do that whole thing over again, oh no.
It's fine. I'm just gonna let the laser come to me and invulnerability through it with my defensive. Which gives me the most time to spam diamonds, but the defensive puts the diamonds on cooldown.
Yeah, some Priestesses' giant invulnerable thing is pretty nice.
It's tricky in versus because it makes both characters invulnerable as long as they're in it. But the reason why it's still good is that it slows down enemies who are in it, and since her pancake hitboxes linger for ever, you can set up a thing where you trap your opponent in it, and they have very low move speed, and then overlap a pancake onto them as soon as the invulnerability wears off. So it's kind of why, like, she's a setup-based character. So is a Silent Red Hood, but you're trying to, like, set up the diamonds and her other attacks and the pancakes to try and create just unavoidable situations with her in the versus mode.
Last attack. This is the last attack of the run.
Yeah, this is the last one for our main run here with Sun Priestess. I'm going to charge diamonds until this pattern slowly charges up and becomes more dense over time. And it becomes extremely difficult to keep using diamonds. So until I have to use my defensive, which will put my diamonds on cooldown, I'm just going to keep using the diamonds and then switch to the pancakes. Or just get hit. Okay. And the last attack you see, she started with like 12,000 health. So this one is a big test of endurance. And then, you know, speaking of endurance tests, after this we have the incentive that everybody donated for, the Maiden Spellbound. which is a 10-minute long boss fight of 18 Magnus attacks in a row.
I do like how that attack...
That's time.
Oh, that's time. I do like that attack that looks like the sun, but you are the Sun Priestess, so not her.
Yeah. Then we get a little bit of lore. The lore for that one is Sun Priestess and Dreadworm actually found the City of Stars together. Dreadworm stayed, Sun Priestess left. But thanks everybody for donating for Sun Priestess. We're going to switch over here to Maiden Spellbound. Give our lovely restreamer a moment to reset the UI before we go. What was the time there, Zukbun?
Right now I'm seeing on screen, your time was 18 minutes and 54 seconds.
That's very close to a PB, even though I made a lot of mistakes, because Sun Priestess getting a perfect run is really hard, so...
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to go back and check that later to see if that actually was. A lot of my PBs on these are like a really clean run and then just one bad mistake. I'm like, no, why? But we'll get into it.
A lot of it looked incredibly tight. It was amazing.
Yeah, so if you thought that the Magnus attacks were nail biters, that, like I said, this is 18 Magnus attacks in a row, so... I'm going to start here in 3, 2, 1, go. Oops, I hit it a little early. Sorry, Hans. So we got the Hero Frost, and if you remember in the bid war, I said that she's the most difficult one, because if you look at my move speed right now, it's because I'm holding focus, which tightens up our attack pattern and makes it do just a little bit more damage. Oh, I missed with her defensive. And her defensive is that stun wave, which deletes bullets, but during Magnus attacks, if you hit the boss's circle with it, it does 450 damage. So what's happening is I need to try and stay close to the boss, because I want to hit them with the stun wave, but also, if I get too far away with the Hero Frost, her attacks spread out so much that they start missing on the edges, so I do less damage. And if I want to be doing the most damage, I have to hold focus, which slows me down to basically nothing. So there is spawned the moon on top of me. There is a strategy which I'm doing here called stutter stepping, where you release and repress both the attack and focus button at the same time. And if you get the rhythm right, you get these little bursts of movement while still keeping the perfect combo of the focus shots up. But if you do it wrong and your timing is very slightly off, you actually lose damage as opposed to just holding the unfocused primary attack. So Hero Frost is very aggressive, in the face, risk-reward based, even more than Sun Priestess, where you want to stay up close to do as much damage as possible, but on some of these attack patterns, being close is extremely dangerous. So you might see me like take a few hits and then back off for safety if it's not going well.
Yeah. Frost also has like a dodge roll thing where she moves very quickly in a very small amount of time, and you're invincible during it. I think she's one of the more like basic characters to use. But I never see anyone play her in the tournaments. What the heck?
She's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think it's it takes a while to get used to her. So I think people try her and it doesn't click, but like you kind of have to get used to that in and out movement, trying to be close but not too close, because especially in the versus mode, a lot of the characters who want to keep you up at far range and don't want a Frost up in their face have pretty good tools for get off of me that are on cooldown. So if you're playing Frost into those characters, you have to be like trying to bait those moves and then get in their face, which can be pretty difficult. And then now the music shifts about this part of the fight, and we get the awesome guitar.
So this attack has a lot of cross lasers and a giant AoE that appears on you that you need to dodge out of. A lot of the attacks in this mode are like, since you're forced to use Frost, are like tailor-made to like use Frost's tools to get out of there.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to dodge those bullets with as little movement as I can, and then hold focus until I need a dodge roll.
Oh.
This one's tricky to try and play close on because of her shotgun bullets here, so I'm gonna have to...
spread out. They go like just fast enough to where it's kind of weird.
Alright, I need to stop playing risky.
I do have a question for y'all. If you've got a
I tried to roll.
Ooh.
Go for it.
So earlier you were saying you have food names for all of their attacks, and I'm a little curious what Frost's attacks are. And before that, though, we did have an answer to the diamond-shaped
Okay. What are the diamonds?
Well, Herminator sent in $5 and said the closest I can get to diamond-shaped foods would be Pop Rocks.
Okay.
So thank you so much for that donation to Gate. And
Herminator is also the person who ran tech for many of our tournaments.
Yes, thank you. I think
I was making fun of Dana when we had an event where Herminator wasn't on tech for us in the tournament.
I think Frost Attack has to be called, like, Frosting, right?
Yeah, the food names are specifically for Sun Priestess, but we could try to come up with food names for Frost too if we want. Frost has a secondary attack, which is not super useful in almost any situation. The secondary attacks are kind of like space controlling moves. They are designed that they don't aim at the enemy. You try to limit their movement, as this one here.
Yeah, it's very short range and it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And damage numbers are what we're concerned about in this fight specifically. It's mostly used for like close quarters, enemies trying to like move around you in the multiplayer mode, but that's not really a thing much in the single player, so you don't really ever see it get used.
Yeah, and it also just fires less bullets than her primary.
Yeah.
So even if you were able to be inside of the enemy's hitbox and just be spamming that, you're not going to do as much damage as holding the focus primary. So this one's interesting because these skull orbs, I haven't talked about them much because they only appear in this and when she debuffs you. When they're far away from you, they actually speed up. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to lead them through this pattern so you can get through safely. But if you let it get too far away, it's going to just charge at you
That was close.
and get really fast.
That was super close. Bunch of quick up and down movement in this one. While watching out for the fan of lasers coming down.
Yeah, the eyes above you kind of shift to your vertical plane, so you have to kind of be watching for when they shift and then move sideways.
I love attacks that look much easier up close than they are far away.
Yeah, that one's actually harder if you're far away. Because then you have to dodge. Those like bullets I'm dodging spread out as they move.
Yeah.
So it turns into a situation where if you're far away, you have to move further to dodge between them.
This one might look kind of normal at first glance, but periodically you do get like pushed to the left, so you got to worry about, oh, where am I about to be in a second? Oh no! Shoved right into that moon. Well, let's try it again.
Thankfully, the first part of this attack, where, you know, the story mode, whenever you cleared a Magnus attack, it refreshes your hearts and your lives. This one, it happens after every eye attack, which is the second attack, and that's when it shows the Magnus timer in the corner. So
you get more frequent checkpoints.
Yeah, we have much more frequent checkpoints here. So let's try this. I want to stay close, so I'm trying to like stutter step forward whenever I get pushed back.
So that was just barely in range. Ooh, that was close. I'm getting nervous, Ray. I'm not even playing the game.
There we go. And of course we get a new record on that one after we take a death. So if you look during the eye attacks, there's a timer, and it also happens during the Magnus attacks in the story mode for the other characters. And it tracks how well you're doing because I haven't mentioned this, but speedrunning and score running in this game are the same thing, because the best way to get a high score is to not die and to clear the Magnus attacks quickly. Because as the timer goes down, the points you get for the Magnus attack decrease over time. So we're score running and speed running at the same time at the moment.
This one just slow up and down movements to watch out for the giant moons. But you can't move too fast because the circle of tiny bullets won't go fast enough.
Yeah. The eyes that are creating that circle around you only shift so fast, so you can't be dodging up and down very, very fast.
This one, you're forced to save your dodge roll to dodge the laser that's coming up and down. Since there is a cooldown on the dodge roll, you're like forced to dodge further than you might think you are because you can't just like go back and forth.
Yeah, and the dodge roll is also interesting because you can change how far you dodge with it by holding the dodge button. So you can do a really short dodge, which is what I did on accident there, and not great against the laser, let me tell you. This one's interesting because the safest way to dodge out of this is to dodge backwards. So after every dodge, I'm trying to move forward to give me the distance to dodge backwards again.
It's very easy to accidentally dodge into a bullet when you're trying to get rid of the giant thing coming in.
Yeah. That was the 8th eye, so we have 2 more attacks, and then we have the finale, which will be the big dramatic moment in this storyline, which I've submitted this to a few events under where we do Frost and then Arcanist and then this attack. This fight I called a lesbian percent. So if you're curious why it's called lesbian percent, you'll see it in the in the cutscene that happens afterwards. But after this Magnus, there's going to be a moment where we get in close and we use our defensive, and the screen is going to turn completely white. And that is when time will be, just so Huds knows coming up. This attack is brutal because you have to cross back into the lasers as they're forming to be able to dodge these orbs sometimes, the little bullets. So it creates this weaving back and forth, and if you move very quickly, it's much easier to dodge, but then your dodge roll won't be off cooldown if you move as fast as possible. So you have to be kind of stutter stepping and kind of weaving back and forth and playing it dangerously on purpose to be able to space it out enough that your dodge roll comes off cooldown in time for you to go back through the lasers. It took me a while to get the rhythm on that down,
that one
but you'll see that's
wall for me.
You'll see that's 8 seconds slower than my PB, so you can play that way riskier.
This is it. This is the last thing you gotta do. You gotta get to her.
Get to her.
Get to her.
Get to her.
Go, 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 go. Got
Time.
Oh my gosh, GG.
And look at that hug.
Cute hug.
Because in the story, the Arcanist was possessed by the Philosopher's Stone and turning into this eldritch abomination, and then you can see Frost was very sad and trying to free her friend, so...
It's a cute, heartwarming little story.
But thanks everybody for watching. I don't really stream that often, but I am one of the producers for the GDQ Hotfix, so if you check out our daily content over on Games Done Quick, I'll be, hanging around there. Also, if you're going to AGDQ, you should sign up for the Maiden and Spell tournament.
Yeah.
Run by Meekin.
I've been running a tournament for this game. We're at like what, maybe 4 or 5? I think we've ran maybe 5 tournaments so far every GDQ, and it's good fun. We get people. Most of the people who play have not really played the game much, so it's very silly rather than serious. So
yeah.
If you're going to the event, definitely come by.
I think I'm now obligated to come by.
Yeah, you are.
But yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and stay tuned. There's a lot of good stuff coming up.
Thank you so much, Ray. Thank you so much, Mikon. That was stunning, chat. You all raised over $100 for that incentive, and thank you for that, for your donations to Gate to make that happen, because wow, we've got more amazing jaw-dropping runs coming up. So now's a great time to get a quick stretch in, get some hydration, but don't go anywhere too far. We'll be back with some more fantastic runs here at Fast Pace for Pride 2025.